Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your next 3 months tarot reading. This is going to be a reading that's going to cover the months of April, May and June. So looking at the longer term period rather than just the monthlies that look at what's literally on your doorstep. This is going to be a reading for the people born under the Justice card and the Star card. If you don't know what your tarot birth card is, I have dropped you a link in the description box below to a short instructional video that shows you how to work it out so that you can quickly do that and come back and check out the appropriate reading. So for today's reading, I'm going to be using the Wisdom of the Sacred Bee Oracle, which is this deck over here. And I'm going to pull out 3 main energies for the 3 months. And I will clarify with the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot deck, which is the companion deck to this. Now these are truly sumptuous decks. I've reviewed both of them on my channel, so if after the reading you've got a bit of time and you want to check out the artwork and maybe even get them for yourselves, there will be a link to those reviews in the description box below too. So now that I've said all of this, I hope you are all doing well and that you've had a good month so far, and without further ado, let's begin. So if you would like to connect to the energies of my deck, now is the time to take a couple of deep breaths whilst I shuffle it. So what do my querents born under the Justice card and the Star card need to hear for their highest good for the next 3 months, please? Oh, way too many cards. We begin with the card of growth. Then we have optimism. Look at that. Fire energy. And then we have breakthrough. Wow, this is looking very interesting and dynamic for you in the next 3 months. Okay, so this deck works like a tarot deck in a sense that it's got elements for each of them, and you've got 3 different elements present. So we begin with this one, which is the earth element, representing the tangible, the physical realm, and we have the card of growth. So April is going to be a card of expansion for you, growing your skills, growing your finances, growing on your spiritual path, whatever the case may be. I will obviously delve into the messages with the tarot, but it is a period of growth, which is very appropriate with the month of April anyway, you know, when the plant's nature starts to wake up, you know, that kind of energy, which is really good. Then for May we have optimism, and this is the element of fire. So with growth comes excitement, right? I mean, I can see how this is going to go for you already in the 3 months. I can see just by looking at the progression, you know, looking at the future with optimism. The days are also longer, which does help. I mean, it does help me tremendously, you know, more light, more sun, longer days. We feel optimistic about what we can achieve because we can do more during the day. We're coming out of our shell a little bit. You know, and a positive outlook. I mean, who doesn't want to have a positive outlook? And then we have June, which is breakthrough. Now, this is the element of air, which represents the reason, the power of the mind. And I love the fact that it follows the card of optimism, because I find that my biggest and most potent mental breakthrough occur when I am being positive. When I'm negative, I just cannot see any light or any solutions to any problems. Whereas when I'm optimistic, when I'm feeling more positive about life generally speaking, which is an energy I tap into by just being grateful for what I've got and writing down everything that's good in my life, you know, then I get some breakthroughs. And this card is very powerful. You can see the bee going through glass or through a mirror. It can be the breakthrough as well, break through your ego if you have been doing things that were maybe more ego-led, but that's just for some of you. That's the mirror that's making me think of that today, particularly. But anyway, let's clarify all of this with the tarot. So can you clarify those energies for us, please? what I'm hearing very distinctively is, and it's a message for someone out there, the key is to remain positive during this time. So it's a period of growth, and the other message that's coming to me is, you know, growing pains when you're a child and your bones are growing and literally it feels like they're breaking. I mean, I don't know if you felt it. I mean, I did. I had it really bad when I was a child, and I'd cry. It felt like someone was breaking my bones, particularly in my lower legs. And my mom said to me, you know, it's just growing pains. It's nothing. You're becoming, you know, taller and stronger. And so this is a message I'm hearing. Growing pains, remain positive. It's going to be worth it, and you're going to have a breakthrough. We have the Fool, Major Arcana. You see, with the growth, I'm not surprised to see that here. We have the Six of Swords. And we have the Hermit, another Major Arcana. Yup. Then we have the Four of Swords. The Hierophant, another Major Arcana. And the Star, another Major Arcana, and for some of you, your Tarot birth card reading, so that's powerful. I will explain in a minute. Then we have the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Devil. Let me get a clarification for the Devil, please, before I put my deck down. Can you clarify this Devil for us, please? Okay, this card right here, Two of Swords. Okay, yeah. Bottom of the deck, which is the energy at work, that you may not be aware is here, but that's what's driving the situation. We have the Princess of Wands. This is the Page of Wands. Look how stunning this card is, by the way. So, the pages represents messages coming your way, or news. They also represent new directions, you know, a door that looks like it's opening magically. And because it's the Wands energy, the fire energy, which is, you know, your spirit, your drive, what really sets your heart and soul on fire, the Page of Wands is good news coming your way, something that's going to excite you. It may also be, you know, trying a new path, a new way of doing things that you're going to find very exciting. So it's like there's a... Excuse my dog, he doesn't like noises. It's like there's going to be a new path, a new way of doing things that's going to become apparent to you with the breakthrough, and something that's going to be way more in line with what your spirit yearns for, which is what I'm hearing. You don't see it yet, but it'll come. Right, it's a bit squished. Let me move this. Let me put this right here. There you go. So under growth, we have the Fool, the Six of Swords, and the Hermit. So with any growth, there is a little bit of risk-taking, okay? So the Fool represents that. It represents looking at a new beginning, a new situation, an opportunity to evolve, and embarking on this journey, but with a childlike attitude. And what I mean by that is children, they've not been bitten yet, so they don't have much baggage. They have this innocence about them, and they look at things always in awe and, oh wow, this is wonderful, this is, because it's like the first time they've seen it. And so this is a call to embrace this kind of energy in order to really maximize this new beginning and you know, and take the leap of faith. Again, I will never presume to tell you what to do with your life. I'm just channeling messages, but this is what I'm getting very, very strongly. It's going to start with this opportunity to take a leap of faith. And the Six of Swords in this deck is called Earn Success, because six is harmony after having overcome some kind of disruption or a change. So this is the success that comes in the mental realm after having overcome the fear, the apprehension of taking that leap of faith. It made me smile when it came out, because I always say the Six of Swords is having overcome something, learn the lessons from it, moving forward with those lessons, and then looking at the future in a much more optimistic way. And you've got this card of optimism in the following months right there, so you can see how this is unfolding. very nicely. And then we have the Hermit, so your second major arcana. Now, the Hermit is a card of self-introspection. This is a card of kind of, switching off. By that I mean from social media, taking the time for yourself to be with yourself and go within and do the work, looking at the light and shadow that we have within ourselves with no judgment, and processing it rather than I can't speak English today. Compartmentalizing? Yeah, putting things into compartment. Let's put it this way. Because, they need to be assimilated, not put into a box and forgotten about. And I'm getting the message of you're gonna get some great insights about yourself in that period of growth. You're gonna get to know yourself better, and this is very empowering, because when we learn about ourselves, when we grow within, we become more confident, and it makes us a force to reckon with. And this is what I'm getting very strongly from this period of growth. We then move on to optimism, and supporting this card we have the Four of Swords, we have the Hierophant, and we have the beautiful star. I have to show you this card. This is one of my favorite representation of the star. So the Four of Swords represents mental stability, generally speaking, because sword is to do with the reason, the mind, the knowledge. It's a time of recovery, which obviously follows the Hermit card of doing the work, of having had the time to think about things. And this is supported by the Hierophant. The Hierophant is your next major arcana. And the Hierophant is a card of learning. I mean, there are layers to the cards and it represents many different things. But it is a card of deep learning, of getting even downloads from your spirit team, whether you're working with God, the universe, spirits, the angels, your ancestors. It may be spiritual enlightenment. It may be finding a mentor, someone who has a lot of life experiences and who's going to give you this knowledge. As an aside, the Hermit right here could also be someone like that, because, the Hermits tend to be very wise, and so you may be gaining some knowledge. Your growth may be linked to a Hermit archetype placed on your path. That's for just some of you. It popped into my head with the Hierophant, and I forgot to mention it there. But this is a period of enlightenment, of reflection, of learning, and this is going to be very positive because you have the star. Now the star, obviously if you're born under the star card, I'm sure you've researched what it means. The star is a beautiful card of hope. We wish upon a star, of wishes coming true, of being guided by your ancestors. That's why I talked about getting downloads with the Hierophant, because the star being next to it, for me together, the Hierophant with the star is your ancestors, your spirit guides, giving you downloads, enlightening you, and guiding you on the right way, showing you what your life path, where it lies, which way to go, and why you're going through this period of growth, looking at the bigger picture. It's a beautiful card of hope, it's a beautiful card of healing, and of being guided, like fate in action. Now I know not everyone believes in fate, but for those who do, it is fate in action. So this is really nice. Now, bearing in mind some of you are born under the star card, this is a confirmation, double confirmation for you that you are on the right path. And then with the card of breakthrough, we have the Devil, which I clarified, and I will move on to that in a minute, otherwise that's too many cards. We have the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Okay, so this is the fire energy, okay, that represents your spirit, your drive, your passion. The Nine of Wands is the card of persistence. This is the card that talks about one more push, okay? So you may be feeling exhausted. There may be some burnout going on as well, maybe at work, or maybe even some spiritual burnout, whatever the case may be. And you may have been bruised, you know, you may have had to pick yourself up, you may have stumbled, whatever the case may be. But the card of the Nine of Wands is a call for not giving up. This is the card of persevere, one more push, you know, one more challenge. You are nearly there. And it's going to go really fast because you've got the Eight of Wands. Now the 8 is advancement in the tarot, but it's maximized, the speed of it is maximized with the Wands energy, with the fire energy. This is fast progress. Whether you are getting some news, text, phone calls, or someone comes onto your path, someone who's going to help you with that, you know, to do that last push, someone who's going to help you to have this breakthrough. The breakthrough is what you ultimately you need to achieve, you know, in June, according to the cards. And literally you are one wand away, okay? You just have that one more push and then you get your breakthrough. But the cards are confirming very clearly that this is going to happen very fast. The Devil being present here, and I had to clarify it because I wasn't unsure as to why the Devil came up here. Because the Devil in itself is a limiting energy. Now, it can be an external devil, as in, you know, someone toxic, someone who's trying to control you, or it could be circumstances that are toxic for you, or tempting you. You know it's not good for you, but it's tempting. Or it's an internal devil. Now, because it's I can't think of the English word. Clarified. Sorry about that. Because it's clarified by the Two of Swords, I can see that this is a mental devil, which means it's in your head. It's an inner one. Okay? Now, the devil, what I mean by inner devil, whatever is your inner devil, do you talk negatively to yourself? Do you lack faith in your ability? Do you have a tendency to procrastinate? I know I can be terrible at that, you know, and I justify it by saying I am overthinking or analyzing things to make sure I get it right. For some of you, and the message I'm getting the most here, is that this is not making a decision, not pushing through, you know, and this could stop you from getting the Ten of Wands, which will be putting your wands, okay, down, the end of the cycle. So this is a card that alerts you to not fall into procrastination, or what I call sometimes analysis paralysis, when you analyze something to death and you end up not being able to make a decision because your guard is up, you're trying to protect yourself, you worked yourself up to a stage of being so worried that you just can't move. So that's what this is about. This is saying that you need to be aware of this, because things are going to move very, very quickly, and it will not be the time to take too long to think about it and maybe miss the opportunity. Because, and the reason why I'm saying this is because that Page of Wands here is good news, fast news coming your way, a door that opens quickly, but it may close quickly too, okay? So this is what this is warning you about. You know, to get the breakthrough, you need to push, you need to go forward and not have your guard up and not block yourself. They're saying to me with the Devil card, don't be your worst enemy, be your best friend, is what I'm hearing. That's for someone out there. So I'm gonna close out your reading by pulling out a final card for you. So can we have a final message for my Aquarians, please? It's like the month of May is like a period of recuperating. So you grow, which is tiring, you take a breather in May, and then in June, and it's to prepare in June for that one last push to move forward. That's what I'm seeing in the progression of the cards. So final message, please. The Queen of Swords, yeah, beautiful. You're gonna gain the clarity. The Queen of Swords will free you from this, you know, Two of Swords energy of having your guard up. The Queen of Swords is somebody, no genders attached, remember, just the energy, somebody who has ultimate clarity, understands facts, how her mind works, and she is capable of cutting what no longer serves her, of making the right decision for herself. She knows when to drop her guard and when to protect herself, and this is you being empowered and getting that breakthrough. Okay, this is, you can see she's got the sword of truth, this victory. So I hope you've enjoyed your journey through the cards with me. If you found this message helpful, please do let me know in the comment box below. It would be great to know that you resonated with the message. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I am truly humbled you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a truly wonderful next 3 months, and I will see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.